Have you ever watched the person you love become a stranger right before your eyes? It started with her phone. The screen, a pale blue rectangle of light in our dark Chicago bedroom, would illuminate her face at 2 a.m. She'd laugh, silent, sharp exhale through her nose. Then her thumb would move with a frantic speed I'd never seen before. The moment my eyes adjusted, she'd lock the screen and roll over, her back a sudden cold wall between us. I'd lie there, staring at the ceiling, the silence screaming with questions I was too afraid to ask. Her phone, once a shared part of our life, was now a locked fortress, and I was on the outside. The night I knew for sure, she turned the screen away so fast it was like a reflex, but not before I saw a name. Mark. A little heart emoji next to it. My heart didn't just break, it vaporized. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel. Tell us where you're from and what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. For 10 years, Jessica was my world. We built a life in a brownstone in Lincoln Park, filled it with inside jokes and the smell of coffee on Sunday mornings. I was a structural engineer, a man who believed in foundations, in things that were built to last. She was in marketing, always chasing the next big trend, vibrant and alive. I thought our foundation was solid rock, turned out to be sand. The late nights at the office started subtly. Just closing a big deal, babe, she'd text. Then came the receipts I'd find in her coat pocket, dinners for two at Gibson S Bar and Steakhouse on Rush Street. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. A place we only went for anniversaries. When I asked, her eyes would go flat. It was a client dinner, Alex. Do you not trust me? The question was a weapon designed to make me feel small, to make me the villain for even daring to doubt her. She was a master manipulator, twisting my love and trust into a cage of my own making. The woman who used to kiss my forehead when I was stressed now looked at me with a chilling indifference. The worst part was the pity. I saw it in her friends' eyes at a dinner party. They knew. Everyone knew. I was the last one to the party, the loyal, clueless husband, a walking punchline. One night I found a hotel keycard in her gym bag, Peninsula, downtown. My hands were shaking so bad I could barely hold it. I called the front desk, my voice a strangled whisper, asking if a Mark was a guest. The polite confirmation was a gunshot in the quiet of our kitchen. That was the night the man she married died. I sat on the cold tile floor until dawn, the keycard digging into my palm. The love was gone, replaced by something cold, hard, and terrifyingly clear. A plan began to form, a blueprint of ruin drawn in the dark. I wasn't just going to leave her. I was going to dismantle the world she built on my back, piece by piece. My grief turned to fuel. My heartbreak sharpened into a weapon. I stopped asking questions. I became the perfect, supportive husband again, but it was all an act. I hired a private investigator, a grizzled ex-cop who operated out of a dusty office in the Loop. He was expensive, but worth every penny. He gave me photos. Jessica and Mark, laughing as they walked into that hotel, kissing in a parking garage. Her head on his shoulder in a booth at some dimly lit bar. Each photo was a nail in her coffin. Learned Mark was a partner at her firm, married with 2 kids. The smug look on his face in the photos made my blood run cold. They felt untouchable, wrapped up in their own selfish world. While she was out on her late nights, I was meeting with the best divorce attorney in Chicago, a shark named Ms. Albright. I laid out the evidence on her polished mahogany desk, the photos, the credit card statements I'd meticulously copied, a recording of a call I'd taken from her car's Bluetooth system, their voices thick with plans for a future that didn't include me. Ms. Albright looked at me, a flicker of something like respect in her eyes. "Mr. Davies," she said, her voice calm and lethal, "we are going to financially obliterate her." The trap was set. Jessica had been pushing for us to sell our brownstone and move into a high-rise condo on Lakeshore Drive. She wanted to liquidate our shared assets, dreaming of the cash payout. I agreed to everything, playing the part of the agreeable, slightly dim husband. I let her take the lead on all the negotiations. The closing date for the sale of our home was set for a Friday. Our 10th anniversary? The irony was so thick I could taste it. The day before, I made my move. I sent an anonymous, registered package to Mark's wife. It contained a single, high-resolution photo of Mark and Jessica kissing, and a note with the address of a burner phone I'd bought. The package arrived at 10 a.m. By noon, Mark's wife had called the number, sobbing, begging for the truth. I told her everything. That same afternoon, I sent another package. This one went to the managing partners of Jessica's marketing firm, contained a detailed report from the private investigator, outlining how Jessica and Mark had been using company funds for their affair, the client dinners, the hotel rooms, all charged to the company card, corporate fraud, embezzlement. The final piece was the anniversary dinner. Jessica had booked a table at Alinea, a 3-Michelin-star restaurant. She was glowing, talking about our new condo, the new life we were about to start. She had no idea. Halfway through the main course, she was served. A man in a cheap suit walked up to our table. "Jessica Davies?" he asked. Her smile faltered. He slid the papers across the table. Divorce papers. In the middle of the most exclusive restaurant in Chicago, every eye was on us. The color drained from her face as she read the first page, which detailed the accusations of adultery and fraud. "What is this?" she whispered, her voice trembling. "This is your new life," I said, my voice even. I stood up, placed my napkin on the table, and walked out, leaving her there. The architect of her own destruction sitting in the rubble. The fallout was immediate and catastrophic. She was fired. Mark was fired. His wife filed for divorce, taking him for everything. Our house sale was frozen by the court. All our joint accounts were frozen. She was left with nothing but the designer clothes on her back. I saw her one last time, months later, across the street from my new apartment. She looked thin, worn out, a ghost of the vibrant woman I once loved. Our eyes met for a second. There was no anger in her gaze, just a hollow emptiness. I didn't feel triumph or joy or even satisfaction. I just felt quiet. The foundation was gone, and all that was left was the cold, empty space where a home used to be. The end.